Molino Elementary School was earlier called Molino Barrio School for just a rented house owned by Mr. and Mrs. Pedro Jimenez after World War II in 1960. Molino Elementary School has a total land area of 5,500 square meter located at Molino Road, Molino 3, Bacoor City. In 1969, the first set of complete elementary graduates was perceived by Mr. Eduardo Barcega, who took charge of the school with 7 teachers. It was in the school year 2012-2013 when an extension school was put up at Progressive Adas 2 bearing the name Progressive Elementary School Molino Annex due to increasing number of enrollment. There are more or less 48 subdivisions in Molino 3, the reason why the enrollment increases rapidly every school year. The school facilities, including ancillary services, are almost complete, but maintenance and completion of equipment are needed for effective implementation of basic services to the clientele. All available resources are being harnessed, including LGUs, NGOs, stakeholders, alumni, community, and parents to sustain school programs and projects. It has 3,295 learners, 103 teaching and non-teaching staff consisting of 94 teachers, 1 school head, 3 school guards, 2 administrative aides, 1 utility worker, 1 learning support aide, and 1 administrative officer. The school is now being managed and supervised by Dr. Leonora M. Pantorgo since December 6, 2019. The school caters special programs such as Alternative Learning System or ALS for out-of-school youth and out-of-school children, Campus Journalism Program for young potential writers, and ICT Information and Communication Technology Program for intermediate grades. Delivery of basic and quality education based on education for all is the main focus of the school.
Magandang araw! Kamusta po kayo? Ako si Ginoong Denmark.
At ako naman si Binibining April.
Kami ang inyong makakasama sa umagang ito. Magsisimula na po ngayong umaga ang State of the School Address sa taunang panuruan 2021 at ito ay magtatagal ng ilang oras. Kaya't bago natin simulan ang programa, ipinapakiusap po namin sa mga kalahok, lalong-lalo na po sa mga minamahal naming mga magulang na makinig. Dahil tinitiyak po namin na ang State of the School Address na ito ay magdudulot ng aral at mga impormasyon patungkol sa mga programang makakatulong sa pag-aaral ng inyong mga anak.
Maaari din po tayong gumamit ng kwaderno at panulat para itala ang mga mahalagang impormasyon na inyong makikita o mapapakinggan sa oras na magsimula na ang programa. Ang taunang State of the School Address ay magsisimula na. Ating itong sisimulan sa pamamagitan ng panalangin sa pangunguna ni Ginang Ludivina M. Marco, guro sa ika-4 na baita. Inaanyayahan ang lahat na tumayo, gayon din po sa pag-awit ng lupang hinirang na susundan ng himno ng Bacoor. Mangyari po lamang na ilagay ang kanang kamay sa kaliwang dibdib bilang pagpupugay sa ating bandila. Maraming salamat po.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Kayang magiliw, ewas ng sinangalan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, tuyag ka ng magiting, sa manlulupin, di ka pasisigil, sa nagatang tutok sa simoy at sa langit mong pagaw, ay hinatang tulad, awit sa pagkayang minamahal, ang isang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na nag-iindig, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may di magtitingin, lupa ng araw ng walhagit pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Ang inigaya na pagkay mga amin, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
As we gather ourselves in the presence of God, may we thank Him for all the wonderful things He has done in our lives amidst the difficulties and changes brought to us by this pandemic. Thank you, Lord, for helping us each day, in moments of doubt, in moments of tiredness, or even sickness. You are always with us. In moments of truth, in moments of victory, you are always there to guide us every step of the way. Thank you for the people who care, for the people who help us, for our stakeholders, for our colleagues, our families, and all the people who surround us. We offer you all our accomplishments, all our achievements, to bring to our learners the experience of your love in the midst of crisis. We, as educators, are here to guide them to acquire knowledge. We, as parents, are here to show love and patience to our children, especially when they do not understand what they are doing. We, as colleagues, are here to give good examples by our words and deeds. We, as adults, are here to show them how to face the difficult moments of life and not to give up, even in huge difficulties. So may we learn to understand, respect, and motivate each other in this crucial time. For whatever is done has passed, but the love we showed will be forever remembered in the hearts and minds of the young ones whom God has entrusted to us for the way to eternity. Amen.
Bagong bakoor, lungsod ka ng mga magigiting. Walang katulad ang aking naming galing, matyaga at mabilis sa gawain. Sa kasipagan, kaagapay kaunlaran. Sa bakoor, aasenso, ulat pang buhay mo. Kung masipag lang, mga tahong masin talaga at iba pang lamang dagat, kakanin sa balsa, halo-halong masarap. Nagpapatunay, bakoor ay maunlad, malapit sa may kapal, kaya tayo'y magtulungan. Tulong kailangan, tulay ng zapote, simbolo ng mga bakoorenyo. Sina Evangelista Ocampo Cuenca Gomez ay ilan lamang sa kanila. Kung nais niyong makitang lahat ng ito, handa kaming sumanubong na may banda at musiko. Halina sa bakoor, pabahay ay laganap na, trabaho'y dumarami pa. Professional, vocational, komersyo, masenso. Lungsod ng bakoor, dapat nating mahalin. Mga taong nalulungkulan, pulusot, pinangunahan ang katuwang namin. Bagong bakoor, lungsod na pinagpala, ating ipagmalaki ang bagong lungsod ng bakoor. Mapalad ang bagong bakoor. Mabuhay!
Isang maligayang pahayag po ang ating maririnig mula sa ating butihing guidance counselor. Palakpakan natin Ginang Daisy M. Nalios.
To our energetic and workaholic APS in science, as well as our mother supervisor, Dr. Helen A. Gutierrez, to our admirable and considerate principal, Dr. Leonora M. Pantorgo, to our ever dearest and very supportive barangay captain, Honorable June Advincula, to our lovely and also very supportive barangay councilor, Maria Josie Criste, and the rest of barangay Molino 3 councilors, to our kind GPTA President, Rowena Sara, to our benevolent master teachers headed by Sir Jimmy, to our AO, Ma'am Cherry Baron, my dear fellow teachers, friends, a blessed morning to all of us. First of all, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to welcome you all to this day meeting for sparing your time to be with us this morning. Today, we are taking this opportunity to give you all insight on why we are here today and how important your presence and support to this day's State of the School Address. We have been doing this yearly to give recognition and appreciation to all the accomplishments and projects that we have. It is through the combined efforts of our school's faculty and staff that amidst this pandemic, We are not hindered from accomplishing the tasks being assigned to us as educators. So without further ado, I warmly and pleasantly welcome you all again to our activity for this day. May God bless us all and have a good day.
Maraming salamat po, Ginang Nalyo, sa inyong panimulang pagbati. Para naman po sa ating pambungad na pananalita, amin pong tinatawagang pansin ang ating multi-talented master teacher, Mr. Jimmy L. Narcisse. Salubungin po natin siya ng masigapong palakpakan.
Pagbati at pagsaludo sa ating Schools Division Superintendent Dr. Ithita Atendido, Assistant Schools Division Superintendent Ma'am Lerma Flandes, Division 2 Chiefs Dr. Cesar Mojica and Dr. Edita Gregorio, sa ating Parents Supervisor and EPS in Science Dr. Helen A. Gutierrez, Ina ng Paralan Dr. Leonora Pantorgo, Pangalawang Ina ng Paralan Ginang Daisy M. Nalios, mga kapwa guro sa pangunguna ni Binibining Maria Bebsi Valle, Ama ng Barangay Molino 3 Honorable June Ayad Vincula Jr., Honorable Maria Josie A. Criste, Barangay DepEd Representative, mga magulang sa pangunguna ng ating GPTA President Ma'am Rowena A. Sara, mga mag-aaral ng Molino Elementary School sa pangunguna ng ating SPG President, Yuri Nicole Pami at ng kanyang advisor Ginang Maria Paz D. Olarte, mga minamahal na panauhin at mga kaibigan. Sa kauna-unahang pagkakataon ang ating State of the School Address ay isinagawa online. Layunin nito na may lahad ang estado ng implementasyon ng ating mga programa at proyekto base sa ating binuong Annual Improvement Plan ng paaralan. Sa pangunguna ng aming punong guro Dr. Leonora Pantorgo, buong pagmamalaki naming ipakikita ang mga accomplishments ng paaralan for this school year 2020-2021. Bagamat first time na isinulong at isinakatuparan ng mga programa at proyekto ng paaralan online, naipakita natin na buhay ang spirito ng bayanihan at pagtutulungan. Isa sa programa na matagumpay nating naisagawa kasama po kayo para may sulong ang edukasyon sa paaralang elementarya ng Molino ay ang Learning Continuity Plan. First time nating maranasan ang bagong pamamaraan ng pagtuturo at pagkatuto ng ating mga anak through modular distance and blended learning approach. Ito ay isa sa pagbabago that is happening right now in our educational system. So we have to really make sure to adapt to these changes with flexibility, agility, and resilience to make sure that whatever changes comes into our life, we are ready and we are able to maximize whatever available resources to make education possible, inclusive, and accessible. Sa kabilang banda, mas tumibay ang ating pananampalataya at pagtitiwala sa plano ng ating amang lumikha para sa ating lahat. Anyway, parents are the children's first teacher. Wala naman pong pinipiling antas o katayuan sa buhay ang pagiging isang guro ng mga bata. Tulad ng pagpili ng Poong Hesukristo sa kanyang 12 apostol upang mangaral ng kanyang salita, hindi niya ito ibinase sa taas ng antas ng pinag-aralan nila. May pinag-aralan man o wala, sa panahon ng pandemya, tayo ay binigyan ng sapat na panahon upang gampanan ang pagiging isang kinatawang guro. Hindi lang para sa inyong sariling mga anak, kundi pati na rin sa mga anak ng ating kapitbahay na nangangailangan ng ating gabay, tulong, kalinga at suporta. And so, let us make this first time a memorable one, meaningful and a history to remember. Let us strengthen the relationship of teachers and parents sa ating mga kamay na kasalalay ang kanilang ikatatagumpay. Ito ay isa lamang sa programa ng paaralan na matagumpay nating naisagawa through online. Mamaya saksihan pa natin ang iba pang mga programa at proyekto ng paaralan. Nawa, through this State of the School Address ay mas lalo pa nating mapagtibay ang pagkakaisa at suporta natin sa mga programa at proyekto ng paaralan para sa batang Molinenyo. Stay safe everyone at muli magandang umaga.
Maraming salamat po, Ginoong Narcisse. Isang mensahe po ang ating maririnig mula sa ating masipag na Pangulo ng GPTA. Palakpakan natin, Ginang Rowena C. Sara.
A pleasant good morning to all. It is a privilege to be a part of this event. I am thankful to our hardworking principal, Dr. Leonora M. Pantorgo, for her utmost dedication that made Molino Elementary School surpass its trying times, and also to the men and women of our school, our beloved teachers, for their continued efforts. Although the storm is not yet over, we are looking forward to have a glimpse of a bright, shining rainbow, a promise of a new beginning, a better tomorrow. Today, we may be living in fear, facing an invisible antagonist, but just like in a movie, this will end. Everything happens for a reason. This eventuality has somehow postponed all the plans we made for the school. We missed the usual activities and gatherings. Our students missed going to school, their classmates, and even their teachers. The pandemic has taken a toll on everyone. Each one of us is struggling, whether financially, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. Because of this, some thought of having an academic freeze. And I am grateful that this educational institution has been firm to stand with what has been mandated to them. That is to make education accessible under any circumstance. That's why they came up with the different learning modalities, giving us parents choices. With this, a lot of challenges arises at hindi lingid sa atin na marami pa rin patuloy na nag-a-adjust with this new normal setup. May mga magulang tayo na hirap turuan ang kanilang mga anak. Kakulangan sa oras, availability of gadgets to use, internet accessibility, and may ilang magulang na limitado ang kakayahang magturo sa kanilang mga anak. And there are working parents na hirap i-manage ang oras. Prioritization is a problem. To others, it came to a point that they need to choose between their job and family, and some made the sacrifice. Before, under the normal situation, we just send our kids to school and leave the rest to the teachers. But with the present occurrence, hindi madali. Ngayon namin mas naiintindihan at na-appreciate ang pasensya ng ating mga kaguruan sa pagtuturo. With that, I am calling to all the teachers, please bear with us. Despite all this, we, your GPTA, will stand with you in every way we can. We will be here to support any endeavors that the school will have. Through the years, you made the GPTA part of every activities and projects, from enrollment, distribution of modules, Brigada Escuela, feeding programs, and a lot more. For this school year, we will push through with Project Leonora, which stands for Learners Enrichment on Numeracy or Reading Ability. This project aims to rehabilitate and improve our Learners Resource Center by providing additional resource materials, computer set, and repainting of the area as well. Hopefully, this materializes before the school year ends. Again, in behalf of all the GPTA officers, we would like to thank all of you, especially our principal, Dr. Leonora M. Pantorgo, for making us feel not just a member of the family, but a vital part of it. Rest assured that we are all in this together. We will stand as one.
Maraming salamat po, Ginang Sara, sa iyong mensahe. Tayo po ay mapalad sa araw na ito sa kadahilanang ang isa sa mga very supportive na barangay kagawad ng Molino 3 ay nandito upang magbigay sa atin ng mensahe. Salubungin po natin ng maingay na palakpak, kagalang-galang Joseph A. Criste.
To the administrators, teachers, parents, and school head, and all the students of Molino Elementary Schools, my special greetings and congratulations to your State of the School Address. I can still vividly recall how pandemic all began and how everything changed in the way we do in our barangay and in your school. And I thought to myself, thinking about the education of our children who are affected by this pandemic. But being a former DepEd officials, I would not help but ask, how would teacher do if the principals are not physically present? I happen to recall a quote regarding leadership, and I quote, "Leadership is about making others better as a result of your presence and making sure that impact lasts in your absence." And I lost doubt. I know deep in my heart, kayang-kaya ng mga teachers yan. It is true, we are all affected, but I am so proud that our education system has not failed. Thanks to all of you who are in the grassroots, because truly the life and blood of every organization is the administrators, the teachers, the school heads, the GPTA, who are in a realistic battle arena. Kayo ang pinakapagod, nagsasakripisyo para sa kabutihan ng ating mga mag-aaral. The reason I really have a strong belief in all our school administrators and teachers, despite this trying time, despite food insecurities, despite mental depression, health and financial issues, all the activities of the schools are being done. Ang lahat ng inyong accomplishments speaks of your action, and that is enough for now to speak. Knowing the changes never stop, we believe that action must always be part of our school system. Binabati ko kayong lahat sa inyong accomplishments. Allow me to recall a quote from a well-known singer, women leader, Dolly Parton. And I quote, she said, if your action create legacy that inspires others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, then you are an excellent leader. As an educator, you are all a leader. You are all excellent in your own way. So being a barangay kagawad, you can count on me as an educator in heart and spirit for the betterment of the children. Your accomplishment will always be beyond more recognition by a mission and vision ng inyong eskwelahan. Kaya in behalf of Barangay Molino 3, headed by our Barangay Captain June Advincula in Council, kami pong lahat ay tutulong sa inyo. You can always count on us. Makakaasa po kayo sa lahat ng suporta namin dito sa barangay sa inyong lahat ng plans and projects, especially when the children are in need. Lahat ng programa po ng inyong eskwelahan ay kasama nyo kami sa inyong pagpapanatili ng better education, quality education para sa lahat ng kabataan. With that, congratulations and more power, Molino Elementary School. Let us all keep safe. Let us all fight COVID-19 together. More power. Thank you very much.
Maraming salamat po, Kagawad Kriste. Maliban po kay Kagawad Kriste, sinamahan din tayo sa araw na ito ng ating mahal at syempre, napaka-supportive na barangay captain ng Molino 3 upang magpaabot ng kanyang mensahe. Mga magulang, palakpakan po natin, kagalang-galang, Apolonio I. Advincula Jr.
Sa pamunuan ng Molino Elementary School, magandang araw po. Bago ang aking mensahe, gusto ko ibahagi sa inyo ang quote mula kay Andrew Carnegie, "The secret of success lies not in doing own work, but in recognizing the best person to do it." Naniniwala ako sa prinsipyong ito. Bakit una sa lahat, bilang public official, There are times when quality time is sparse and balance of workload. Kaya nga isang mapaghamon sa atin na gumawa ng mabuti, lahat tayo ay may kakayahan para gumawa ng mabuti at tumulong upang maisakatuparan mga adhikain ng barangay. At ako'y hindi nag-iisa. Kayong lahat ay katuwang ko, kasama ng buong council. Sa aking pananaw, ang Molino Elementary School ay naisakatuparan ang lahat ng vision at mission at mga adhikain. Hindi lang sa pagpapalawak ng kaisipan ng mga kabataan, pati sa pagtulong ngayon, panahon ng pandemya. That is why I would like to recognize all your efforts at binabati, nagpapasalamat sa inyong lahat sa pagbibigay ng quality education para sa lahat. Makakasa po kayo, nasa likod ninyo kami sa Barangay Molino 3, sama-sama nating buuin at pagtagumpayan ang ating adhikain kahit sa panahon ng pandemya. Mabuhay ang Molino Elementary School, mabuhay ang Barangay Molino 3, mabuhay ang ating mahal na syudad ng Bacoor.
Maraming salamat po kagalang-galang Apolonio I. Advincula Jr. Ang isang tahanan na may mabait na ina, tiyak may mga anak na masisipag at masasaya. Gayon din po ang paaralan. Kung mayroong parent supervisor na mabait, tiyak may mga gurong masisipag at masiyahin kahit sa oras ng pandemyang kinakaharap natin.
Mga minamahal naming magulang at tagapanood, ating pong pakinggan ang mensahe mula sa ating mabait, masipag at talaga namang walang sawang sumusuporta at gumagabay sa guro ng Molino Elementary School. Palakpakan po natin Dr. Helen A. Gutierrez.
Good morning everyone to our dear workaholic principal of Molino ES, Dr. Nora Pantorga, to our dynamic and also able master teachers of Molino ES, to our barangay captain, Cap Advincula, to our GPTA president, to all the teachers, our AO, of course, Ma'am Cherry Baron, and all the teaching and non-teaching staff of Molino ES, parents, learners, stakeholders, magandang umaga po muli. We are having this State of the School address just to present the accomplishment brought about by the implementation of the Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan of Molino ES. So this is the year-end activity for the school head to present to the stakeholders and of course to the parents, learners, and the teaching and non-teaching staff of the school. The programs and projects accomplished as per stated and planned from their learning continuity plan and of course their AIP, Annual Implementation Plan, are being presented in this kind of activity. Likewise, the performances of the school, the performance indicators, the performance of the learners, the performance of the teachers, and the school per se ay ipinapahayag during this kind of meeting. Updates and of course information dissemination for the stakeholders which serve as our link for the successful accomplishment of these programs and projects. Likewise, amidst this pandemic, lahat ng bagay na na-experience natin ay may naidulot ng hindi maganda sa atin, sa ating mga kalusugan, dahil meron tayong mga kasamahan at ang ating kapaligiran, ang community natin, is currently experiencing this period wherein the COVID-19 is in the midst na siyang gumagawa ng mga bagay na nagpabago sa paglilinang ng kaisipan ng ating mga bata. But then, the DepEd, ang ating RO, ang ating SDO, ay hindi nagkulang. Nagbigay sila ng guidance para ang ating edukasyon ay maipagpatuloy kahit tayo ay nakakaranas ng ganitong pandemya. Sabi nga, sulong edukalidad. Ipagpapatuloy ang edukasyon ng ating mga learners kahit na tayo ay merong ganitong problema at meron tayong crisis in our environment. So, ang mga bata, ang batang Bacoreños ay hindi naging sagabal para sa kanila na mai-continue ang kanilang education. Kaya nga meron tayo mga different learning modalities na siyang in-implement at ginamit ng ating mga guro para maging successful ang delivery of quality of education sa taong pangpanuruan na ito. So, there was readjustment from the year 2020 to 2021 school year. So, kahit na tayo ay merong mga ganitong sagabal sa ating pagtuturo, ang mga guro natin ay merong resiliency. May mga pamamaraan na ginagawa para maitawid ang anumang balakid sa kanilang pagtuturo. Modular distance learning or blended distance learning na meron tayong ginagawa. At ngayon ay meron na rin tayong Pivot Gabay TV na pwedeng mapanood ang ganitong mga pagtuturo sa pamamagitan ng mga social media at even sa telebisyon na ginagawa po ito para maipagpatuloy ang pag-aaral ng ating mga bata. Nagpamigay po ang ating SDO at LGU sa pangunguna ng ating Mayor, Lani Mercado, at of course ang ating SDS, Dr. Edita Atendido, na nagpamigay po ng mga laptops for teachers and of course ang mga tablets po our learners sa high school and SPED learners. So, patuloy pa rin po ang pagbibigay nila ng mga equipments at itong mga gadgets na ito. At ang ako nga po ay hanggang sa susunod na taon ay project nila na pagpatuloy kahit sa elementary ay mabigyan ng mga tablets ang ating mga learners. So, we are so thankful for have this kind of endeavor na education continues in DepEd Bacoor City. Kaya I am congratulating the teaching and non-teaching staff together of course with Dr. Nora Pantorgo for having accomplished and successfully deliver this kind of activity para maipabatid kung ano ang katayuan ng Molino ES in terms of the learning continuity plan na ini-implement ngayong taong pampanuruan ito. So, hindi pa man natatapos ang taon, ay nagkaroon na tayo ng ganitong pagtitipon. Virtual man, ay hindi ito isang balakid dahil lahat ay naandito sa panahong ito na para maipakita kung ano ang Molino ES sa panahong ito ng pandemya. Kaya ako po ay natutuwa at ako po ay nabigyan ng pagkakataon na makapagsalita ng sa ganitong pagtitipon at ang aking dalangin ay maitawid natin matapos na po itong pandemya dahil meron na po tayong mga vaccines na dumating, marami na po, and ang ating mga teachers ay one of the A4s na bibigyan po sila ng vaccine na ibinigay ng ating gobyerno para magkaroon tayo ng herd immunity para ang lahat ay ma-prevent at masupon natin itong ganitong pandemya. So marami pong salamat sa ating lahat and God bless us all and congratulations Molino ES for this great endeavor. God bless and bye po.
Maraming salamat po, Dr. Helen Gutierrez, sa inyong walang sawang pagsuporta sa aming mga guro dito sa Molino Elementary School. Ang ating paaralang elementarya ay patuloy sa pagsulong ng dekalidad na edukasyon para sa mga mag-aaral ng Molino kahit sa panahon ng pandemya. Ngayong taong panuruan, ang paaralang elementarya ng Molino ay nakapagsulong at nakapagpatupad ng iba't ibang magagandang programa para sa mga bata. At iyan po ay naipatupad at naging posible sa pamamagitan ng mga masisipag na guro at coordinators. At syempre, ng ating butihin at syempre maintindihin punong guro. Walang iba kundi si Dr. Leonora M. Pantorgo.
Isang mapagpalang araw po sa ating lahat. Ang taong panuroang 2020-2021 ay may tuturing na hamon sa larangan ng edukasyon, sanhi ng pandemya COVID-19 na nagsimulang magpahirap sa atin noong nakaraang taon hanggang sa kasalukuyan. Binago nito ang pamamaraan ng pagtuturo ng mga guro at paraan ng pag-aaral ng mga mag-aaral mula sa tradisyonal na face-to-face patungo sa online at modular distance learning modality. Magkaganoon man, ang ating paaralan ay nagsumikap na makasabay sa tinatawag na New Normal Education. Ito ay sa pamamagitan ng pagpapatupad ng mga programa para patuloy na maihatid ang dekalidad na edukasyon sa mga mag-aaral ng paaralang Molino. Marami man ang naging problema o balakid na kinaharap ng ating paaralan at mga kaguruan para makasabay sa makabagong sistema ng edukasyon, ay patuloy tayong gumagawa ng paraan upang malampasan natin ang lahat ng mga ito sa gabay ng mga namumuno ng mga paaralan ng Bacoor sa pangunguna ng mahal nating Schools Division Superintendent Dr. Edita M. Atendido at Assistant Schools Division Superintendent Dr. Lerma L. Flandes, gayon din po sa gabay ng dalawang chief, Dr. Edita B. Gregorio at Dr. Cesar Mojica. Tayo rin po ay patuloy na ginagabayan ng ating Parent Supervisor at Education Program Supervisor, Dr. Helen A. Gutierrez, at iba pang Education Program Supervisors ng ating division. Patuloy din po nating naisasagawa ang ating mga gawain sa paaralan sa tulong ng ating lokal na pamahalaan sa pamumuno ng ating iginagalang na Mayor ng Bacoor, kagalang-galang Mayor Lani Mercado Revilla, at gayon din po sa tulong ng ating barangay opisyal sa pamumuno ng ating kapitan, kagalang-galang Kapitan Apolonio I. Advincula Jr. at ng ating mga minamahal na PTA sa pamumuno ng ating DPTA President, Ginang Rowena C. Sara, mga guro at iba pang stakeholders. Hindi matatawaran ang dedikasyong ipinamalas at patuloy na ipinamamalas ng ating mga kaguruan sa panahong ito. Sila ay patuloy na lumalaho sa mga intensive trainings at mga webinars. Nagsusumikap na mas lalong mahasa ang kanilang kaalaman sa iba't ibang larangan, partikular sa paggamit ng makabagong teknolohiya sa paghahatid ng mga kaalaman. Walang kapaguran silang sumusubaybay
Sa mga programang ipinapalabas ng ating kagawaran para matuto ng mga iba't ibang estratehiyang makatutulong upang mas maging mahuhusay na guro at mapadali ang pag-aaral ng mga bata sa panahon ng pandemya. Sa pamamagitan ng ating pagpupursige ay napagtagumpayan nating malampasan ang mga pagsubok na ating kinaharap sa mga naunang buwan ng panuroang ito. Naway hindi kayo magsawa mga mahal kong guro ng Molino sa patuloy na pagtupad sa mga sinumpaang tungkulin para sa mga batang Pilipino, particular para sa mga batang Molinians. Ang sakripisyo ninyo, mahal naming mga magulang, ay hindi mapapantayan. Kayo, bilang mga guro ng inyong mga anak sa bahay at katuwang namin sa panahong ito, ay tunay na kahanga-hanga. Isa kayo sa mga naging dahilan kung bakit tayo nakakasabay sa mga pagbabagong ito. Kung wala ang suporta at pakikisa ninyo sa ating paaralan, ay hindi natin mapagtatagumpayan ang mga pagsubok na ating kinakaharap at kakaharapin pa sa mga susunod pang mga araw at buwan. Inaasahan namin ang inyong patuloy na pakikiisa sa 10 ng ating mga stakeholders na tumutulong at tutulong pa sa ating mga programa para maihatid ang mataas na kalidad ng edukasyon sa ating mga mag-aaral. Magtulungan tayo para ang kinabukasan nila ay maging maganda at maging kapaki-pakinabang sa pag-unlad ng ating bayan. Ika nga ni Dr. Jose Rizal, ang kabataan, ang pag-asa ng bayan. Ngayong araw ay inaanyayahan ko kayong lahat na makinig at manood sa ating 2021 State of the School Address. Inyong matutunghayan ang mga programang ipinatupad at patuloy na ipinatutupad ng ating paaralan. Prioridad namin ang kapakanan ng mga Molinians, kaya halina't manood at alamin ang mga naging kaganapan at mga magaganap pa sa ating paaralang Molino. Ang inyong natunghayan ay buong puso kong ipinagmamalaki sa inyo at ito ay dahil sa tulong ng ating masisipag na mga guro at sa pakikipagtulungan ng mga PTA, LGU at stakeholders. Hinahangad ko ang patuloy ninyong pakikiisa upang aming maisakatuparan ang mga proyektong amin pang isasagawa sa ating paaralan para sa minamahal nating mga mag-aaral. Muli, maraming salamat po. To God be the glory.
Upang ipresenta ang accomplishments ng ating paaralang elementarya ng Molino, ating pong salubungin ng masigabong palakpakan ang ating mahal na punong guro, Dr. Leonora M. Pantorgo.
Learning Continuity Plan or LCP, Mrs. Ludovina M. Marco, LCP Coordinator. In response to the DepEd Order No. 12 Series 2020, dated June 19, 2020, entitled Adaptation of the Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan for School Year 2020-2021, we developed a School Learning Continuity Plan or LCP, a package of education interventions that will respond to basic education challenges brought about by COVID-19. In developing the school LCP, we made a careful plan of many important factors that might affect the delivery of learning. Our School Basic Education Continuity Plan aims to deliver education to all without compromising the health and safety of learners, teaching and non-teaching staff of Molino Elementary School. Develop lesson exemplar in the ideal way using MELCs with BAW or budget of work. Execute possible and suited learning modalities to learners to achieve goals and expected academic performance. Apply appropriate learning assessment measures to track learners' performance as basis for academic judgment and decision making. Annual Implementation Plan or AIP. Mrs. Rodora D. Labiano, AIP Coordinator. The AIP describes the key improvement strategies in the school strategic plan and other significant projects. These will be put into operation during the year. It assists schools to plan and communicate their work for the coming year and how this will lead to achieving their identified goals and targets. Ensure efficient and effective allocation of resources to complete the work, and to monitor progress and success. Information Communication Technology or ICT. Mr. Edgardo G. Gallega Jr., ICT Coordinator. In line with the DepEd Order No. 32 Series 2020, dated on October 15, 2020, entitled Adaptation of the Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan for School Year 2020-2021 as part of the proper implementation of the LCP or Learning Continuity Plan of School, Molino Elementary School places great emphasis on establishing the importance of maintaining clear communication, consultation, and coordination with learners, teachers, parents, and other stakeholders with the use of ICT amidst COVID-19 pandemic. Mr. J. B. Pascual, LIS Coordinator. LIS Enrollment Quick Count from school year 2018-2019, 2019-2020, and 2020-2021. Around 3 million learners have either not enrolled in primary school at all or have not returned to it in the 2020-2021 academic year. This happened despite the massive enrollment and registration drive undertaken by schools and the fact that opening was moved back 4 months. The COVID-19 pandemic forced these students to take a gap year, and Molino Elementary School enrollment was also affected this year due to the pandemic. Physical facilities. Mr. Brendo C. Lamsen, Coordinator. An effective school facility is responsive to the changing programs of educational delivery and at a minimum should provide a physical environment that is comfortable, safe, secure, accessible, well illuminated, well ventilated, and aesthetically pleasing. The school facility consists of not only the physical structure and the variety of school systems such as mechanical, plumbing, electrical and power, telecommunications, security and fire suppression system. The facility also includes furnishings, materials and supplies, equipment and information technology, as well as various aspects of the building grounds. Learning Resources or LR. Mrs. Karina M. Roque, LR Coordinator and Librarian. As a designated LR Coordinator, Mrs. Karina M. Roque led the distribution and utilization of learning resources in the school, kept and updated the inventories of text-based and non-text-based learning resources in all grade levels and subject areas within the school. She also attended and participated actively and updated his or her concerned school head in all division LRMDS meetings, seminars, and other related activities. Learning and Development Training for Teachers. Mr. Jimmy L. Narcisse, LND Coordinator. DepEd Learning and Development is a system established to help ensure that DepEd has the needed competent and committed human resources to achieve its mandate, setting the framework for effective and efficient management of DepEd's LND programs for leaders, school managers, and teaching and non-teaching personnel. Training and development is the process by which an organization or institution provides professional development activities to enhance individuals with knowledge, skills, and attitudes to enable them to perform their functions effectively. Disaster Risk Reduction and Management or DRRM, Mr. Jason B. Katungal, DRRM Coordinator. The policy objective of anticipating and reducing risk is called Disaster Risk Reduction and Management, or DRRM. DRRM is a part of sustainable development, so it must involve every part of society, government, non-governmental organizations, and the professional and private sector. It therefore requires a people-centered and multi-sector approach, building resilience to multiple, cascading and interacting hazards, and creating a culture of prevention and resilience. Brigada Eskwela and Adapt a School Program. Mr. Joel M. Cabigon, Coordinator. The Brigada Eskwela Program, or the National Schools Maintenance Week, is one of the most important programs in DepEd. In the spirit of bayanihan, private institutions or individuals, government agencies, local government units, and other organizations contribute to the DepEd campaign to ensure accessible and quality basic education. Other programs, projects, and accomplishments. Wash in School or WINS program. Mrs. Angustia A. Saur, WINS Coordinator. Wash in School focuses on the standards for the promotion of a clean and safe school environment and correct hygiene and sanitation practices among learners. Reduces morbidity and mortality among school children that stem from poor hygiene and sanitation practices and the lack of safe water and sanitation facilities. Clinic Program of Activities and Accomplishments. Mrs. Lourdes Pira Domes, Clinic Teacher. The Department of Education is committed to ensure safe educational continuity amidst the challenges of COVID-19. Learning opportunities must be provided to give hope and stability, contribute to the normalization of activities in the country, and facilitate development of our learners and bring normalcy to their lives. For this, Molino Elementary School provided different health activities to promote wellness and prevent diseases during this pandemic. Health of teaching and non-teaching personnel, and most especially our pupils, are our utmost concern. Brigada Pagbasa Project ERE or Early Reading Empowerment. Mrs. Teresa N. Cruzado, Reading Program Coordinator for Primary Level, and Mr. John G. Ballesteros, Reading Program Coordinator for Intermediate Level. In line with the DepEd Brigada Pagbasa, Molino Elementary School launched the Brigada Pagbasa Project ERE or Early Reading Empowerment last July 13, 2020. Brigada Pagbasa Project ERE is a reading intervention program supplementary to an existing literary curriculum that is provided to students for the primary purpose of increasing reading levels. Such programs can be administered both in and out of the traditional classroom environment to boost the development of reading and literacy skills of our pupils, especially the non-readers. The following practices were implemented. Launching of Brigada Pagbasa Project ERE. A webinar workshop for Molino Elementary School teachers on how to make an interactive learning materials using PowerPoint presentation. Reading interventions to develop learners' love for reading and to enhance a sense of personal responsibility for one's own progress, like a page a day, embracing reading even at home with the guidance of parents, sisters, or brothers, reading corner at home, seeking donations for reading materials, and a Google site as an innovation project for reading. Nestle Wellness Campus 2021. Mr. Denmark A. Doria, Wellness Program Coordinator. Molino Elementary School officially launched its virtual Nestle Wellness Campus program for the school year 2020-2021 in cooperation with the DepEd Bacoor and Nestle Philippines last February 22, 2021. It was already proven that Molinians family never stopped supporting the program in educating the pupils on how to become healthy and how to live a healthy life as well. Gulayan sa Paaralan, Mr. Aris L. Bautista, Coordinator. The program aims to boost the awareness of the young children on the significance of growing vegetables through Gulayan sa Paaralan program. Under the said project, the vegetables should be organically grown in plots and in empty containers to minimize expenses. Furthermore, it would help and train the students to refrain from consuming foods with chemicals derived from pesticides or insecticides, which is considered health hazards. And since the vegetables are chemical-free, those are safe to use in the school feeding program. Early registration, Mrs. Jenny B. Bautista, Early Registration Coordinator. Molino Elementary School joined and conducted the early registration headed by our principal, Dr. Leonora M. Pantorgo, with the supervision of Mrs. Jenny B. Bautista, Early Registration Coordinator. With the special participation of local and barangay officials to take part of the massive online advocacy campaign to reach all out-of-school children and all 5 years old and 6 years old pupils to ensure their enrollment for the school year 2021-2022. Online advocacy campaign on early registration was launched as a strategies employed to advocate early registration. This initiative is in response to the rapid changing learning environment of present and future learners due to the present pandemic situation. Drop boxes were also positioned in front of the school, provided physical distancing and health and safety protocols were strictly observed. Through the collaboration between school, PTA, and barangay officials, many parents responded and enrolled their young children through the online and manual registration for the school year 2021-2022. School-Based Management or SBM, Mr. Randy A. Manyo, SBM Coordinator. School-based management is a strategy to improve education by transferring significant decision-making authority from state and district offices to individual schools. It provides principals, teachers, students, and parents greater control over the education process by giving them responsibility for decisions about budget, personnel, and the curriculum. The involvement of the SBM coordinator through the leadership of our school principal, Dr. Leonora M. Pantorgo, and together with the SBM leaders for each principal, teachers, parents, and other community members in these key decisions, SBM can create more effective learning environments for the learners. Supreme Pupil Government or SPG, Mrs. Maria Paz D. Olarte and Mr. Harlan M. Humawan, SPG Advisors. It is the foremost co-curricular student organization authorized to implement pertinent programs, projects, and activities in Philippine schools as mandated by the Department of Education. Molino Elementary School utilized the automated election system developed in partnership with the Information and Communications Technology Service or ICTS, which ensured the smooth implementation of the election for the school year 2020-2021 through the assistance of Molino teachers headed by Mr. Harlan M. Humawan and Mrs. Maria Paz D. Olarte. Molino Elementary School shall work together with the newly elected officers for the school year 2020-2021 to empower students to strive for excellence in academic, leadership, and social responsibilities towards being proactive members of the society. Youth for Environment in Schools Organization or YESO, Mrs. Jocelyn T. Sapio, YESO Coordinator. The Youth for Environment in Schools Organization or YESO is the premier student organization in the Philippines that is concerned for environmental welfare. Just like any other environmental organizations, we do have the goal to create awareness about the environmental condition of the country among the Filipino students, establish doable and specific projects for environmental wellness, and promote environmental advocacies among our learners. Project PNL, Plant Nursery is Life, an income-generating project by the Grade 4 Department. The sudden burst of the COVID-19 virus surprised everybody as the Philippine economy slowly deteriorated in front of our eyes. Most of the parents of our learners, especially the moms, have no source of income and therefore yield more poverty and dissatisfaction. For this, the grade 4 teachers of Molino Elementary School thought of helping our parents by providing ways on how to help them gain income for their family needs. Because most of the facilities in the school during this time of pandemic seemed silent and less used, the grade 4 teachers found ways and means to make our garden alive and useful to all of us, including the community around us. Project M2P2, Molinian, malasakit sa panahon ng pandemya. Mrs. Ludovina M. Marco, Project M2P2 Coordinator. Molino Elementary School headed by our school principal, Dr. Leonora M. Pantorgo, extended in-kind assistance to parents and learners for their everyday needs during this COVID-19 pandemic. Through the in-cash and in-kind donations of different stakeholders of Molino Elementary School, the parents and learners were motivated in studying and submitting accomplished SLMs during the school year 2020-2021. Biometric and daily time record using QR code. Mr. Brian R. Dasalia, Biometric, Daily Time Record, and BSP Coordinator. To respond to the challenges brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic, using the Quick Response Code or QR code to check attendance is an innovative way while observing health and safety protocols of teachers. ELLN Digital Courseware for Kindergarten to Grade 3 Teachers. Ms. Karen Ray B. Encarnacion, ELLN Coordinator. ELLN Digital is a technology-supported teacher development program in support of the Department of Education's Early Language Literacy and Numeracy program under the Every Child a Reader program or ECARP. ELLN Digital uses digital technologies and pedagogically appropriate ways to develop the capacity of early grade teachers or kindergarten to grade 3 teachers in literacy and numeracy instruction. Gender and Development or GAD. Mrs. Maria Nita Cristina Biramiento, GAD Coordinator. Gender and development approach was developed with the idea of improving the development model by removing disparities in social, economic, and political balances between women and men as a precondition for achieving people-centered development. Gender equality is for everybody.
Maraming salamat po, Dr. Pantorgo, sa pagpresenta ng accomplishments ng ating paaralang elementarya ng Molino. Tunay niyang hindi hadlang ang pandemya upang maisulong ang kalidad na edukasyon sa mga bata. Upang ibigay naman ang pangwakas na pananalita, amin pong tinatawag ang pansin ang ating MESTA President at isa sa pinakaaktibong Master Teacher. Palakpakan natin, Binibining Maria Betsy C. Valle.
Sa ating masipag at mapagmahal na punong guro, Dr. Leonora M. Pantorgo, kapwa ko guro, mga mahal naming mga stakeholders, magulang at mga mag-aaral, isang masaya at ligtas na umaga sa ating lahat. Kahit sa panahon ng pandemya, nakita pa rin natin ang value ng pagtutulungan, pagmamahalan at bayanihan sa ating paaralan. Mapapatunayan natin ito dahil kahit sa panahon ng new normal, nakita natin ang matagumpay na naisakatuparan ang iba't ibang programa at proyekto sa ating paaralan. Di man tayo nagkikita-kita at nagkakasama, dahil nasa new normal tayo, gayon pa man, pagdating sa ikauunlad at ikagaganda ng ating paaralan, at makamit ng mga bata ang dekalidad na edukasyon, bukas palad tayong tumulong at tutulong pa sa abot ng ating kakayahan, lalong-lalo na para sa mga batang Molinians. Buong pusong pasasalamat sa aming masipag na Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Edita M. Atendido, sa very supportive nating Mother Supervisor, Dr. Helen Gutierrez, sa ating barangay officials ng Molino 3, sa pamumuno ng ating masipag na barangay captain, Honorable Apolonio June Advincula Jr., sa ating GPTA officers, sa pamumuno naman ni Ginang Rowena Sara, ating butihing principal Dr. Leonora M. Pantorgo, mga kapwa kong guro, magulang at mga mag-aaral. Lalong-lalo na sa mga masisipag na coordinators ng bawat programa ng paaralan, pagsaludo po at pagpapasalamat sa inyong lahat. Congratulations for a job well done. Maraming salamat po sa lahat ng ating mga katuwang upang maging matagumpay at maisakatuparan ang proyekto ng ating paaralan. Naway ang value ng pagtutulungan at bayanihan sa Molino Elementary School ay palaging nandyan. Muli, isang ligtas at masayang araw sa ating lahat.
Maraming salamat po sa paglaan ng inyong oras sa araw na ito. Nawa ay pagpalain po kayo ng buong may kapal. Kami po ang inyong nakapiling sa umagang ito. Kami ang inyong tagapagdaloy. Ang magandang kinabukasan ay para sa mga taong nagtitiwala sa kanilang kakayahan. Ako po si Ginoong Denmark A. Doria, officially signing off.
Ang edukasyon ang pinakamainam na puhunan upang masiguradong may patutunguhan. Ako po si Binibining Aprilline Concepcion, officially signing off.
Na, wag mo na tong pagpabukas pa. Handa na ba? Let's go for it. Wag titigil dahil wellness is life.
Listen, wellness is life. Wellness ay pag-inom ng gatas. Wellness ay eating healthy lagi. Wellness ay right portion sa pagkain.
Oh yeah, that's right, let's go.
Listen, wellness is life. Dahil wellness is life. Wellness is life. Ito ang bagong mantra. Dahil wellness is life.
foods na tama ang sukat. Maglaro ka sa labas, mag-reduce, reuse, recycle. Listen!
Listen, wellness is life. Wellness ay maging fit at active. Wellness ay washing hands ng tama, tama.